year is 1977. I am in the passenger seat of an old Chrysler on a very rainy day. I remember the year since my very pregnant mother was about 2 months from giving birth to my little brother Damien. Her pregnant belly can barely fit behind the steering wheel. Dad was at work, so it's my mother's job to take me to school before she goes to work. The heavy rain makes my 6-year-old eyes sleepy and heavy. As my mother watches my head nod, she wakes me up and says, "Go in the back seat so you can stretch out if you want to sleep." I don't hesitate one bit. Off I go, climbing over the front vinyl seats to the back. In under a minute, I am laying on my stomach, out cold. I wake up only because I feel my mother's hand on my back. I look at her face and she's terrified. She won't let me sit up. She screams my name while she pins me to the back seat. I don't resist her. I can feel the car spinning. I can see the sky through the car windows, and the sky is spinning too. We hit a tree. All of the windows of the car break. I have broken glass in my little afro. My mother is quiet, and she isn't moving like she was before. I can stand now, so I look over to the front seat, and my mother's belly is pinned under the steering wheel. I remember her looking tired, like she wanted to sleep. She asked me if I am okay with a quiet voice. I say yes. The cops show up. As they put us in the backseat of the police car, I noticed that our Chrysler is wrapped around the tree. I also noticed that the passenger seat was gone. The car hit the tree on the passenger side. The tree was in the front seat now. Exactly where I was nodding off not a minute before Mom told me to hop in the back. The cops were rude to us. My mother wants one cop to move his seat up, but they don't hear her weak whispers. I yell at them. I'm trying to speak up for her and be a little man. He moves his seat up. Well, at least the nurses were nice to me. They notified my father. I broke down and turned back into a 6-year-old when I saw him. Years later, in my 20s and 30s, I was uneasy driving in the rain. I was also in denial as to why. Now, why do you think that is? Was a 6-year-old traumatized after seeing his pregnant mother pinned under a steering wheel? Was the 6-year-old traumatized realizing that he could have been dead had his mother not told him to hop in the back? Was a 6-year-old still trying to be my mother's little man until Dad showed up? One thing is for sure. To conquer my fear of driving in the rain, I had to ask myself those questions hundreds of times over the years. By doing so, I was facing what I needed to face. I looked at fear straight in the eye and stopped pretending he wasn't standing directly in front of me. As soon as I did, fear looked back at me and said nothing. Then fear smiled when he realized I wouldn't look away. He then put his head down before fading away.
Hey, if you enjoyed that story or you're a fan of my art in general, please subscribe or pledge to my Patreon account, Graffiti Bleu, GraffitiBleu, can be supported with a annual pledge of $20. If you give $20 or more, You will, if you pledge $20 or more, you will get the Poet's Pursuit of Pleasure series of books. That's pretty cool, I think. Hope you enjoyed that. Subscribe.